Oh, hello. I'm Sketch.
And I'm Shades.
And this is Geeking Out Midstream.
The first of many.
Yeah. Guys, this was a couple people wrote in and requested that we keep you up to date with our personal lives and our upcoming episodes so that you can prep ahead of time. Love a prepper.
Yeah.
Love a prepper. So I think Shades and I decided that's what we're going to do from now on. In between our big episodes, you'll catch us midstream.
Yeah. Some updates from the GOCO, if you would.
Yeah. In between locales.
Traveling.
In the Geeking Out multiverse.
Through the multiverse.
So welcome to our first midstream. First of many.
Yeah. What have you been up to, Sketch?
I have been, I've been watching Dragon Prince Season 2.
So
that
good.
Recently came out. It is. I'm not done with it yet.
I have already finished the whole series.
It's nice because it's short. So it's easy to get through.
It really is.
Really liking what's happening. All I'm going to say, because this isn't the Dragon Prince episode.
No.
But all I will say is that I really like the direction the villain is going in this season.
Oh, so good.
Really enjoying that. Yeah.
So good.
And I'm also mid Punisher Season 2. Or I guess we should say...
The final season.
The final season. Let's see. I'm right in the middle of that. I am enjoying it. I know you said you enjoyed it more than Season 1. So far, it hasn't surpassed Season 1 for me.
Yeah, I kind of figured we'd be on opposite sides of the spectrum with this.
Yeah. I do really like the new character.
Yes. Yep.
Whatever you want to call her. We'll just leave it at that. And I like a lot of their interplay. But, we'll save that for our Punisher.
I think I did enjoy Micro as a character better, however. But I like the dynamic that she's added.
Yeah, she's a good play off of him.
Yeah.
I guess they both were, but they're playing two different roles off of him.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. How about you, Shades? What are you geeking out over
right now, I just discovered a new sword art series. It's called Gail Online SAO Alternative.
Okay.
And I'm really enjoying it. The main character is it's completely devoid of the SAO storyline. It follows all new characters, and I'm really enjoying their story. And the main character is like a college-aged woman. She's like very tall and out of place in Japan, and she has like this complex about her height. And so she plays as this like very like chibi-esque,
nice,
cute little girl who wears pink. Which, if
Perfect.
you know, yeah, exactly. Which, if you know anything about Gail, that's automatically hilarious.
Yes.
I think it's really fun.
Easy target.
You would think so. So. But they call her the Pink Devil.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So really fun. I'm really enjoying it, and just made me once again just kind of meditate on what an amazing world SAO is.
Is that currently on Netflix?
It is our Netflix overlords.
Yeah, both of my recommendations were Netflix.
Yeah.
And so far, your first recommendation, or not recommendation.
Yeah, just what I'm up to.
Geek Outs?
Current Geek Out.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I'm kind of following right now, or geeking out about, is not anything yet except rumor and conjecture. They've announced Ghostbusters 3, which they've announced probably 5 times in the last 15 years. But this is...
Burn you once.
Yeah, that's true. But this is real. So Jason Reitman, who is the son of Ivan Reitman, who produced and directed the very first Ghostbuster movie and also Ghostbusters 2. And Ivan is now the head of Ghost Corps, which kind of oversees all of Ghostbusters media.
Okay.
his son, Jason Reitman, who's a director in his own right, he just did The Candidate with Hugh Jackman.
Not familiar with it.
Okay, that's fine. But it was like a political satire comedy.
That would be why I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah. But there's a movie that you and I both love that he did, and I'm blanking on it right now. I'll do it in the next midstream.
Oh, I'm blanking on it.
Yeah,
right
I know, right? But so he's written the script, he turned in the draft, and Columbia and Sony basically said, go make this movie. And so far, everything he's released about it has just blown my mind. It's a direct sequel to Ghostbusters 2, and it's going to be...
everyone signed on? Melissa McCarthy, Leslie Jones.
So already some controversy. Leslie Jones was quick to Twitter to dump on it and say that it was disgusting, that they were trying to erase her and her castmates in the movie that she made. And I think her quote was like something to the effect of like, quote, "This is something that
Trump would do."
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy, quote, "I'm all in. Can't wait to see it." Paul Feig, quote, that he wanted to thank Jason Reitman for supporting him and helping him make movies when he wasn't able to make movies. And so the cast and crew of Answer the Call seems to be divided on this. And
interesting.
I don't understand. Once again, I do understand why, but I think it's I shouldn't say I don't understand. It was cast amongst the 2016 presidential election. And somehow Ghostbusters Answer the Call came to be like a surrogate for the political campaign, which it shouldn't be.
It's a real shame.
But this is, you asked me if off mic, if I had any like thoughts about the last episode.
Because guys, we talk.
We do occasionally. All the time. What'd you have for lunch today, Sketch?
I had a salad. I'm being super good.
Wow.
And that was it because I didn't have time for the rest of my lunch. But that's dangerously close to real world in fake worlds.
That is dangerously close. Yeah. I thought about this from the Ghostbuster episode and what I didn't articulate well.
Okay, lay it on us.
Yeah. So Paul Feig, as a director, has thus far made almost parodies of other comedies. He makes like comedy parodies. So he broke out with Bridesmaids, which was kind of a gender bent Hangover. Yes, thank you. And he did Spy, which was kind of a gender bent parody of James Bond.
Sure.
He did another one which just came. He did The Heat, which was kind of again a gender bent kind of buddy cop movie, maybe like they did Pain and Gain a couple of years ago, or like The Other Guys. Okay. That's kind of his shtick as a director. And if you look if you take all of the controversy apart, if you look at his Ghostbusters, it is a very derivative, gender bent parody of Ghostbusters 1984.
Well, then there you go.
And
that's why it offended people who loved the original.
Yes. It wasn't that, like, who cares if the cast were men, women, children, transgender, old people, it didn't matter. The thing was that he was delivering a comedy parody and that ignored the original movie entirely. And that was like the one thing that legacy fans of the original movies and the real Ghostbusters, it's the one thing that they said they did not want. Yeah. Do a handoff, the torch, gender bend the cast, it's all fine. Just don't make fun of this thing that we love. And while I don't think that was Paul Feig's intention, I think the movie speaks for itself. We talked about that at length in the episode. So that's my 2 cents. He did like a parody comedy of Ghostbusters, which is the one thing that the legacy fans did not want.
Maybe he just doesn't know how to do other.
Well, that's his shtick, right? We talked about this. If you want Spielberg and you can't get Spielberg, you go to Joe Johnston. And I think if you want this type of movie, you go to Paul Feig. Didn't
Paul Feig do some episodes of The Office?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So again, parodying
that's kind of his shtick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's my 2 cents on Ghostbusters.
That was a little more than 2 cents.
It was. But I'm geeking out about everything that they've released so far. They did a trailer, and this is how like the care and love that Jason Reitman's putting into it. They went down to the archives at Columbia Studios and found the original like letter block of the font that they used in the original Ghostbusters trailer. And at the end of the teaser for Ghostbusters 3, it says summer 2020. And that was the paper letter blocks traced onto a black background, which they then cut out, put up a screen behind, and lit from the back to create that summer 2020 effect, which is how they would have done it in 1984.
Well, there you go.
So he's
some real font love.
Well, he's even using the film techniques of the 1980s to create this movie.
There you go.
And I really think it's going to be along the lines of like a Stranger Things, a nostalgia piece, which you know me, Sketch.
Oh,
we
all know you.
I'm all in.
Oh yeah.
So I think like Ghostbusters fans, new and old, put it to rest. Let's just appreciate that it's 2019. We're still getting Ghostbusters comics and audio dramas and movies and maybe even a new animated series in which the Answer the Call characters could see a revival in, which I think would be great if you could see the real Ghostbusters characters and the extreme Ghostbusters characters and the Answer the Call characters all cohabitating the same space, which they already do in the comics.
There you go. Great.
Yeah.
A real Ghostbuster update there for us.
I'm sure there will be many more.
I'm sure many a Midstream.
Oh, you know what else? You know what else I saw recently?
Oh, what else about Ghostbusters?
No, not Ghostbusters.
Oh.
Hasselhoff, the Hoff.
Yeah, the Hoff. Yeah, we know who the Hoff is.
Recently gave an interview I read this morning about somebody asked him at a con about what's happening with Knight Rider, and he said, just wait and see, the Knight Rider rides again.
Ooh.
What could that mean?
Oh, I mean, I feel like that's pretty self-evident. I think we're getting more Knight Rider.
I think we're getting more Knight Rider in 2020, and I just am wondering, is it going to be a series or is it going to be a movie? He was kind of touting that James Gunn thing, like an old man Logan, an old man Michael idea, but I mean, I think Hollywood's kind of moved on from that.
Yeah.
And we had talked about what really made Knight Rider awesome was how good Michael Knight was.
Yeah.
So I hope
good guy.
I hope we get more Knight Rider series with Michael and William Daniels.
Well, it sounds hopeful.
It does. I literally read that this morning and I'm geeking out.
That's pretty cool.
So Sketch.
Yes, Shades.
Should we talk about where we're going next week?
Yes, guys, next week on our full-length episode of Geeking Out, we are finally taking it to the Arrowverse. At CW's DC Comics themed television shows, Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow. And
specifically, we are talking about this season's crossover event, DC Elseworlds.
Right. There's a lot there. There's a lot there to talk about. So we really try to narrow it down into Elseworlds, but you know us. We're going to talk it all.
It all makes its way in eventually.
So if you are looking to keep up with us and be current when the next episode comes out, check out Arrowverse's Elseworlds.
Yeah. And if you have big questions about anything we've done on the show thus far or Elseworlds, we would love to hear from you. Write into the show at gowithshadesandsketch@gmail.com.
Yeah, the benefit of these midstreams is that we can address some of these listener BQs right in the episode.
Yeah. Or here in a midstream.
Absolutely. So if you got your if you got some big Q's just hanging over your head,
we'd love to give
some sweet A's.
Some sweet A's.
Yeah. And guys, you know us. If we don't know the answer, Shades will make it up.
I'll make it up.
Yep.
Guys, you can also find more exclusive content about the show at our Patreon, as well as take an active role in voting for which episodes we will do on the show next. You can find that at patreon.com/shadesansketch, as well as help us keep the lights and the GOCO on and running.
Multi-dimensional transportation ain't cheap.
It is not. It is not cheap, guys.
Especially because we make our way to a lot of Disney properties.
It does, yes. That brings us to the end of this midstream.
Midstream.
One of us should probably make sure we're on course.
Oh yeah, we're flying the straight path to the Arrowverse,
and probably have to feed the critters in your menagerie.
Yeah, they have like a little system set up where they press a little pedal.
Oh, do you basically have like a faux Rube Goldberg machine?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's pretty fantastic. I've cobbled together a lot of the souvenirs we've taken over our many episodes.
I'm sorry. What?
Yep. And
I thought what? Oh,
everyone's just getting along great. Plenty of food. Plenty of love.
Just an anatomically incorrect statue of David dropping some food.
Yep.
Into.
He's there. He's the water fountain. Yep.
All right, Sketch.
On that visual, everybody.
Yeah. We will see you next week.
We'll see you next week for Arrowverse.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.